Hey, what's up, man? Uh, Last couple of days, I haven't been able to really make videos because it was my son's graduation, and we had two graduation parties, one for his friends and him, and the other for family. That was kind of traveling. But today, I want to talk about after 18 years of marriage, just some of the things that are working for us now. When you're younger, I feel like you're attracted with your eyes, right? Especially as males, we see things, and as women start developing, we start developing certain attractions. And we still have those today. I'm 42 years old. We still have those today, but that's not what is keeping a man at this point. It's great to have, and we want it. But I think the thing that is most important in a marriage at this point after 18 years is energy, communication, and grace. Uh, my wife and I both work long hour jobs, hard jobs, really brain energy draining jobs. And sometimes it's really important that we give each other grace and space. Me knowing after her long day what she probably is not going to want to have also piled on her plate, and vice versa. So let me start with the first thing, energy. Um, oh boy, energy is an important one, right? Because the world outside of the house is really hard, and if you can come home, or if you could get back to energy that is fulfilling, nurturing, positive, that is a huge win. More than any physical attraction you can think of. Energy is kind of, it could be the tone, it could be the body language, it could be touch, it could be a multitude of different things. But are you providing a positive energy for your partner? Um, or are you coming home, or are you getting back to your person and it's just straight to business of what happened or what's wrong or who said what to you? And at this point, you were hoping to turn that part of the brain off, and you got to like rev the engine for that part of the brain. And I feel like grace is also another one. Like, there's things to pick apart on me all day long, and if my wife wanted to, she could, and that would suck bad. uh, but to give me the space and the grace to either work through it, or just give me some time to get through it, or not that like proverbial tapping on the shoulder, hey, what's wrong, tell me, talk to me, I want to know, or just like pushing and pushing and pushing. That space, and just, hey, I'm here if you need anything, or just without actual verbal communication, maybe it's a plate of food, or maybe it's a drink, or maybe it's a it's a question that's personal or to my interest. That feels like positive space and grace that gives me the ability to just know that she's letting me know that, hey, I see that you're working through something. If you need anything, I'm here. And it doesn't always have to be verbally said. Again, these are the things that are helping in a marriage of 18 years. And still, to this day, I'm attracted to every part of my wife, but those are the things that get you to the next day and still happy to be in a marriage. I feel like once you start feeling something and you don't communicate it, resentment starts setting in. And that could be really, really dangerous. Like, resentment is a toxic trait. And if you start letting it seep in to the marriage, it's trouble. So I've been guilty of saying how I feel to a default. I've been guilty of maybe almost being too, pretty sure I almost just got hit by a car. I've been guilty of saying things too raw, and I know that, but I said them. And there's no guessing on how I felt, and we can go from there. Now it's been said, and I want my partner to do the same thing. It doesn't have to be said the right way, but if you're thinking or feeling something, man, just say it, because the guessing and the time wasted and then resentment starts seeping in. It's really hard to climb back from a lot of that. And if you just have a shitty conversation first, it's going to be shitty. But then at least your partner knows where you're at. You know where your partner's at. And then it's on you to get back or make the adjustments from there. But I think not communicating how you feel, especially as men, like, there's been some men that are in my life that have, suffered in silence. And that feels a little dramatic, but a lot of times they just get quiet. And when you see a man getting quiet in a marriage, who used to be like, man, that guy he used to be so fun. He used to be telling jokes. He used to be loud and have so much positive energy. If he's turned silent, he is not happy. And he doesn't feel like he has a partner that he can tell, hey, I'm not happy, because it always turns into something else and he can't even get his thought out. So think of that. He'd rather suffer in silence than tell his partner how he feels. And that's a shitty place to be, right? That is a real shitty place to be. And I know a lot of people have been there. And I've just stayed silent. Sometimes through patience of working out my own thought. It's not necessarily because I didn't want to say it, but you may just be feeling an emotion in the moment, and you don't want to jump to, there we go. You don't want to jump to an argument or a certain thing if that's not exactly for sure how you feel just yet. So we got to make sure. Sorry guys, I'm working on a new gimbal here. I gotta learn how to lock this thing in. Hold on. Okay. We gotta learn how to communicate it. And I haven't always been good at communicating it. I'm like, all right, I just gotta get it out. And that's been helpful, but I could do a better job at communicating it rather than the raw emotion. But if you're a guy who is, as they say, suffering in silence, it's either for one or two reasons. One, you don't feel like a conversation will help. You feel like you're past that point and you don't even want to have a conversation. Or two, you're with the wrong person. You're with a person who, if you did tell them how you felt, they're going to flip it and put it back on you. And when you're being vulnerable and telling somebody how you feel, the last thing you need at the moment, maybe it is your fault, but the last thing you need at the moment is blame. Because it's like, I just worked up the courage to tell you how I felt, and it's my fault. At least let me work this out and get through it, and then let me know the adjustments we need to make. So if you're suffering in silence, have the balls to speak up, or have the balls to leave, or just speak up. It's going to be shitty conversations, but communication, energy, space, and giving your partner that grace. So if your husband or if your man comes to you with something that he feels, just listen for the moment, get through it. Not everything needs a response in the moment. And that goes for men too, for sure. Not everything needs a response. Oh, one thing I am guilty of. Why do I think that anytime my wife comes to me with a problem, I need to fix it? I need to have a solution. She came to me with a problem. Maybe she just wants to talk through it. And here I am giving bullet points on what to do and what to say. It's like, dog, she did not ask for all this. So these are things that I'm working through still in 18 years of marriage, but I'm working through it because I want 19 and 20 and 21, and I want my marriage to work. And that's the biggest thing. It's just lately I've just been seeing people like giving up on marriages, and it's like, wow, what happened? Somebody cheat? No, they don't really know what happened, because they just stopped talking and they let that resentment seep in. And when you let that gap of communication seep in, you start filling that gap with your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own communication. And that's dangerous, because we can talk ourselves into some terrible situations that aren't even real. And if you got kids, figure that shit out. As long as nobody's putting their hands on each other in a dangerous way, as long as nobody went and lay down with somebody else, I encourage everybody to try to figure that out as best as possible. But the things that helped us, energy, man, if I finish a day and it's been a shitty day, I'd love to come home to some positive energy. Communication, giving me the space and giving my partner the space to talk, not always try to fix everything. And grace. Yo, we're not going to be perfect. Actually, far fucking from it. But if you have somebody who loves you enough to give you that grace to not be perfect and not pick you apart, that's going to be really, really helpful. So I'm back on my 5 a.m. My son's graduation is done, although he's running around to a million other graduations as well. Got a busy work week, and then we're going on vacation down to Disney in about a week and a half. So I'm sure at that point you might see some cameos of some kids running around Disney at that point. All right, guys, I gotta head back in, get ready for the workday. See you later.